Right now, Diuhl Olguin is working his way towards the ring. That is a Juventus outfit, he's a Juventus big fan, the soccer team. He put his own name inside the logo. 10-7-2, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, weighing 123 pounds. Normally he fights at 118. The last couple have been at 24. So why? Because there's money there. There's fights there.
And this is certainly a battle-tested guy despite the record. He has lost his last 3 bouts, but quality names, Abad Hovhannissian, Emilio Sanchez, and Zolani Tete, who's now a world-class bantamweight.
Yeah, that Tete fight, he actually went to South Africa and was stopped. Horacio Garcia, 32-2-1, born in 1990. There you see him walking in. Mission on one side, Golden Boy Staffers on the other. Eddie looking good. Vicente Fernandez, of course, is jamming.
And since that loss to Joseph Diaz here at the Forum, in March he knocked out Josu Varaza in 5, and then May 5th at the MGM, the night before Canelo fought Julio Cesar Chavez, he scored a 5th-round stoppage over Fernando, not that one, Vargas.
Forum filling in nicely, working our way towards the HBO card at 7 o'clock Pacific. Opening up with Joe Smith Jr. and Sullivan Barrera.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live at the Forum, the fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California. Tonight's action presented by Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions, sponsored by Tecate, Born Bowl, and Casa Mexico. Tequila, it's in the tank. This next fight is scheduled for 8 rounds of featherweight action. Judges scoring the fight are Rudy Merrigan, Max DeLuca, Pat Russell. Referee in charge of the action, Raul Kais Jr. And now introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold, white, and blue trunks, weighing in at 123.25 pounds, with an official record, 10 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws, 9 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Guadalajara, Mexico, Diuhl Olguin. And his opponent to my right, wearing black trimmed with blue, official weigh-in, 122.5 pounds, with a record of 32 wins, only 2 losses, 1 draw. 22 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He also hails from Guadalajara, Mexico, Horacio Garcia. Once again, referee in charge of the action of the fight on surface, Raul Kais Jr.
Fighter chief second, please. Protector. Protector. All right, gentlemen, you received the instructions in the dressing room. Know what I expect? A good, clean fight. Ya recibieron las instrucciones de una pelea limpia. Digo, punches, golpes legales, here for you y para ti. Touch gloves, good luck to both of you. Buenas tardes los dos.
Ready to go, Raul Kais Jr. in the ring. He actually worked Burchelt's last fight. Now he's getting ready to go. Horacio Garcia and Diuhl Olguin. Beth Duran, Steve Kim.
Listo.
Ready to go. This one is scheduled for 8 rounds in the featherweight division. Horacio Garcia, black with the blue trim. Record of 32-2-1 against Diuhl Olguin. Olguin has that tattoo over the left arm. Said that he knows all about Garcia. They actually sparred a couple times a few years ago. Was told about this fight 10 days ago. He said normally Olguin, who actually works for a marketing firm in Guadalajara, he's a part-time fighter, as he said. He has no problem saying it. Like, boxing isn't my dedication, but I mean, this guy's awesome.
Beto,
I'm here for money.
Most opponents are part-time prize fighters. It is a tough way to make a living, especially if you're not on the A side consistently headlining television broadcasts. It's the truth.
He said, normally I'll take a fight if I have time to prepare. But because I know all about Garcia, they call me, no problem. I know him. He feels confident going into this fight, even though it's not a weight he would like it. Normally, fights at 115, 118, around there. Garcia. Those white Everlast gloves. You mentioned, Steve, the last time he was in the ring, Cinco de Mayo in Las Vegas. His third fight of 2017.
And Beto was on that same weekend a year ago. We were out there, I believe, right outside the T-Mobile. He had all he can handle from Eric Ruiz, the tricky journeyman spoiler out of Oxnard, California, who held him to a draw. And quite frankly, I think a lot of people believe Ruiz did enough to win that contest.
A draw was very
generous.
Yep.
Generous.
Opening round scheduled for 8. After this, it'll be the Filipino Mercito Hesta. I see your tweets, people. Yes, Hesta is coming up. They're watching us in the Philippines right now, Steve. We will not be on Filipino time for that one, though. Hesta will be starting immediately after this one. And then it'll be Ryan Garcia, an exciting fighter out of Victorville that Golden Boy has signed. 18 years old. He's 9-0. You can see him all over the Golden Boy social media pages. This kid does a great job of promoting himself. Also like our man Nico Valdez who's watching. What's up, Nico?
And you see early on, it is Garcia being very, very assertive. I think he feels as though he could basically punch right through Olguin. And he certainly seems to have a size advantage in there.
Tiempo!
Keep the tweets coming. I'm Durant Sports. Steve, UCN Live. We do see him. Appreciate you watching us all over the world, and especially in the 805. Sylvia and Benny. Steve, this is what's awesome about the sport and the fans that we have. They're at a barbecue for a gender reveal party, right?
Whoa, a reveal.
And you know what they're doing? Watching Ring TV. Sylvia and Benny, congratulations. Thanks for tuning in. And yes, you need to take Veronica to Disneyland one more time. And your Lakers will be better, Benny. That ball kid is good. If you're watching Diuhl and Horacio Garcia. Garcia with the black and blue.
Beto, I talked about the size difference, how Garcia just looks like a bigger man in there. If you take a look at Olguin's 3 losses that I mentioned, Abad Hovhannissian, Emil Sanchez, and Zolani Tete, basically those are all bantamweights. So certainly he is the guy moving up in weight tonight.
Olguin, an interesting character, and he drops Garcia. He said he knew something about him. He had a feeling. He took this fight because he wanted it. He was confident and tags him here in the second.
Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Diuhl has some family in the area that came to watch him here at the Forum. And they're watching back in Guadalajara, the Picudo Gym. Están celebrando ahorita, se mira bien.
And Beto, I got to tell you, Garcia does not look very steady on his feet. That was certainly much more than just a flash knockdown.
Still wobbly. A lot of time left in the second. Olguin has 9 KOs with 10 victories. I don't know against what kind of opponents, but regardless of
good uppercut.
Looking very confident right now is Diuhl Olguin in the black and white. Olguin started boxing because his brother went to the gym. He just tagged along, liked it. After a couple months, his brother stopped boxing. Olguin is now the pro.
And Beto, now you see Olguin in a southpaw stance on the inside, giving him a different look, and the most dangerous punch, I believe, is going to be the right hook. It's basically a blind spot, and he hits him with a couple right there.
His legs are still wobbling. 30 seconds to go in the second. Snapping that uppercut. Here's Olguin getting the oohs and ahs from the Forum crowd.
And Beto, all of this is happening from the southpaw stance. Really good tactical move here by the rugged Mexican.
Look at his eyes. Wide open, Olguin. 10 seconds to go. It's been a strong round for the Juventus fan. Diuhl Olguin goes back to orthodox here in the final seconds.
Well, through 1+ rounds, it seemed as though that Garcia was having his way. Then Olguin turns the tide right there with the right hand, right down the middle, square on the button. And from that point on, it was Olguin's round, who basically then came out of the southpaw stance. If we take a look at the knockdown once again, just a very simple, basic 1-2 right down the middle. And for the rest of the round, after this particular punch, it was Olguin turning the tide now. So after 2 rounds, personally, my scorecard has it 19-18 for Olguin in what could be a really stunning upset here at the Forum.
Let's go, seconds out, mouthpiece in, let's go. Protector. Hazte para atrás, hazte para atrás. Para atrás, por favor. Box.
And Beto, you see what's happening here. I think Olguin found something that he liked with that southpaw stance. He begins round number 3 as a left-hander.
Whenever I talk to a fighter, I always ask him, you lefty, righty, basic questions. Then I ask, do you switch? Because that's become the norm lately. This Olguin said, yeah, I can, but I won't. Yeah, you won't, but you're doing it right. Don't be lying to me.
When you think of switch hitters in there, as he goes back to the right-handed stance real quickly, is Terrence Crawford, who I believe is fighting so well as a southpaw in his last couple of fights. I just consider him now a converted right-hander. And once again, to tell you one thing about Olguin, I don't know if he's a power puncher, but he is really shaking up Garcia with some of these punches.
Olguin, most of his knockouts came early in his career. Started boxing in 2008. That was his pro debut. And then at that time, he was also going to school. And here he is now. Looking good in the Forum as an opponent. Not acting like it.
I wonder if Garcia had any inclination or any knowledge of the fact that Olguin could actually turn southpaw. He, from the inside, from the mid-range and in close, he simply does not see 2 punches coming. The right hook and the straight left right down the middle.
Well, they've sparred before, as I mentioned it. And I'm pretty sure Olguin
again, another right hook.
Look at, giving him different looks. Great point there, Steve. Get different looks. Guys know each other. Can't study something you've never seen.
Yeah.
And maybe Garcia, a little bit overconfident coming in, knowing who he's going up against. Experience definitely on the side of Garcia in the black and blue. Olguin's eyes, though, they're just wide open.
Yeah.
He sees every punch coming at him.
And fighters have told me this before. When they get knocked down or shocked early in a fight, they don't actually remember the subsequent rounds. There's a very good chance that Garcia could still be concussed.
Getting hit with that right again. At the Forum in Inglewood, California. On the night of Miguel Berchelt and Takashi Miura's main event. with the WBC Super Featherweight title on the line. Nothing landed by Garcia in this round.
10 segundos, para la campana, 10 segundos. Time! Thank you. Seconds out, mouthpiece in, let's go. Protector. Horacio, quédate parado, por favor. Here we go, box.
Fourth round of action. Diuhl Olguin, black, white.
Beto, after 3 rounds, based on that knockdown in the second and another good round in the third, I have him up 29-27. Olguin early on the way towards an upset, perhaps. Keep this in mind, folks. This is just an 8-round contest.
Garcia in the black and blue, moving around. Looks like he's got his legs back here after getting dropped in the second. A little more pep in him, more snap in those punches. Good little exchange. But Olguin right there with him, staying in the orthodox position. But he will switch it up to southpaw. The shot landed. Olguin right there with him, though. He comes back, he'll take one and land 2. Horacio Garcia. Didn't think he was going to have this rough of a night. He was trying to play catch up against Diuhl Olguin. 27-year-old Garcia. Body shot. That moved back Garcia.
You know, it seems in this round, Olguin has taken the tack. He's going to punch and counter punch and then basically time Garcia. Almost as if using his own movements against him.
For a part-time fighter, he's looking pretty good tonight.
And now you see him in the southpaw stance again on the inside. Another punch that's been very effective from this stance in close has been that uppercut. Garcia's had a good body shot right there, in fact.
That one got him from the southpaw position. Uppercut by Olguin. Moving around, another good one with the left. Olguin just walking in, doesn't care.
No, he doesn't, and that's one thing. Garcia's having, again, he's timing him and counter-punching him very adeptly. Olguin is really using the own momentum of Garcia against him.
10 seconds to go in the fourth round, scheduled for 8. Diuhl Olguin with upset on his mind, looking good at the Forum in Inglewood.
And Olguin finishes the round by throwing a right hand out of the right-handed stance and then going into the southpaw stance. Very crafty outing thus far from that man.
Thank you.
And there is the challenger for the WBA 130-pound title tonight, which we'll see later here from the Forum, Robinson Castellanos, who takes on Panamanian Jezreel Corrales. one of two 130-pound title fights, our main event of the night. It is a good one. Miguel Berchelt defends the WBC belt against Takashi Miura.
Let's go, seconds out, mouthpiece in. Protector, ante para atrás, por favor. Quédate ahí, por favor, quédate ahí. Box.
Fifth round of action. Sounding good in my ears. Horacio Garcia, Diuhl Olguin. 4 rounds through, Steve. How do you have it?
I have it 39-36 from the first round on, beginning with that knockdown in the second. It's been Olguin simply outfighting him and also being a better tactician, hurting him to the head and body from both the orthodox and southpaw stance. So again, 3 rounds to 1 with the extra point in round number 2. Olguin in complete control halfway through.
Main event tonight, Miguel Berchelt, Takashi Miura. Co-featured just Real Corrales, Robinson Castellanos, and opening up the HBO broadcast at 7 o'clock Pacific, Joe Smith Jr., Sullivan Barrera. Right now, Diuhl Olguin in the black and white. Keeps coming. Knocked down to Garcia in the second. Dig into the body. Olguin just those different looks, like a junk ball pitcher, just not letting you get your feet ready at all in the box.
You know, and Beto in this particular round, I think he's been a little bit passive, but you get the sense somewhere down the line he believes he's setting a trap.
He's going from southpaw to orthodox, changing up the looks. Mentioned earlier, Steve, 3 straight losses for Diuhl Olguin. Because he's a part-timer, he only fights once a year. This time, his second one of 2017, as Louis Correa is watching us. 18-year-old fighter from Golden Boy. You know you're an 18-year-old when you can watch a fight with some Sour Patch Kids. You got the Sour Patch Kids, you know you're good, King Louis. That's another fighter you got to watch out for Golden Boy. Trained by Joel Diaz. You love that.
I do. And Louis Correa has one of the best young left hooks in the game. He has an absolute lasso off that front side.
He'll be back in the ring soon. Diuhl Olguin.
What's really surprising here, Beto, is that Olguin, despite being the smaller guy and not being known as a devastating puncher, I get the sense that his punches have much more effect than vice versa. I don't think Garcia's punches really dissuade him all that much.
Tiempo! Seconds out, mouthpiece in. Protector. Protector. Box.
6. Yeah, it's the 6th round. Okay, just making sure. 6th round. I didn't see the ring card with the right card. Regardless, Diuhl Olguin, Steve, I think, is controlling this fight.
He is. I think he took round number 5 off, but even though that was a close one, I did score it for Garcia. And again, my card, very unofficial, 48-46 for Olguin, and what would be a significant upset here at the Forum.
Garcia with that Canelo backing. We're watching intently in Guadalajara for both fighters. Garcia with a bigger following. El Violento is his nickname, Garcia. You see him on his belt line. The violent one. He hasn't been violent at all tonight. And dropped in the second.
Olguin inside the pocket when they're chest to chest. He has simply outfought Garcia. Hooks to the body from both sides and uppercuts right up the middle. And again, I'll say it again, Garcia seems to be visibly affected every time he gets hit downstairs.
Some blood from the nose of Diuhl Olguin. Back against the ropes, gets off of him. At the Forum in Inglewood, 7 o'clock Pacific. The HBO broadcast opens up with Joe Smith Jr., Sullivan Barrera, a lot on the line in the 175-pound division. Looks like Garcia coming out with some aggression, trying to make up for earlier rounds. A little bit of panic mode, maybe.
You know, there's certainly a sense of urgency, and if I'm Olguin on his corner, I go back to the whip here. I think he's built an early lead, but I certainly do not want for him to lay off the gas pedal. Good uppercut again. That uppercut from both hands has been there throughout this fight.
Whether he's right-handed or in the southpaw stance, Olguin landing and able to split the guard with that uppercut. Good right from Garcia. Again with the uppercut. This one partially blocked. Body shot, right hand. And just, Olguin just, like he doesn't even respect his opponent. Like,
no, I mean, if you would have told me that Garcia, being the bigger guy, would be so wary of the snap, crackle, and pop of Olguin, I would have been very surprised.
Not walking him down, but just walking right into him. Just standing there, almost daring Garcia to load up on a punch. When I did talk to Olguin, he said, I know Garcia has a big right hand. I have to be careful about that. Really, he doesn't even act like it. Final seconds of the 6th round.
Tiempo.
Solid in the Forum.
Okay. Thank you. Can you give us that, man? Thanks.
Estos son los definitivos, Diuhl. ¿Quieres ganar? Tienes que ganar estos dos, ¿sale? Si no, se la van a dar a él, ¿sale? Venga. Venga.
12 seconds out, mouthpiece in, let's go. Protector. Diuhl. Box.
7th round of action coming your way. It's scheduled for 8 featherweights going at it.
Beto, there's 6 minutes to go here in this 8-rounder. If I'm Olguin's corner, I absolutely go to the whip here, because keep this in mind, he's still the opponent, the visiting fighter. The other guy has the connections. He has a 3-point lead on my very unofficial scorecard, but I would certainly go out and do anything but go into cruise control going into round 7 and 8.
So don't leave it into the hands of the judges?
Don't ever leave it into the hands of the judges, especially as the visiting B-side opponent.
The guy who got the phone call 10 days ago.
Oh, but again, from the southpaw stance, there are certain shots that are just basically blind to Garcia.
Now, dumb me, I should ask, are you left-handed?
Yeah.
Because we've only seen him fight as an orthodox fighter. Regardless, though, whatever stance he's in, Olguin's looking good. Snapping the left. Coming in, another good left by Olguin. Garcia going with him. More blood from the nose of Olguin in the black and white. See the Juventus trunks getting some red on him. Just bouncing around. Still has that pep in his step, does Olguin.
Yeah, and Olguin, when he wants to walk down Garcia and back him up, he's able to do so. And in the last minute or so, he's done so out of the southpaw stance. Very forceful with the right jab and a straight right down the middle.
Leading with the left at times. Good hook, uppercut.
And then he jumps right back into the orthodox stance. Really shuffled the deck well tonight.
Which fighter looks like he has a record of 32-2?
Yeah. Tell you, in boxing, I've said it before. Bill Parcells once said, you are what your record says you are, but in boxing, that is certainly not the case. There's so many variables in terms of strength of opposition and matchmaking.
If you're in the Rancho Grande bar or if you're at the Forum, your opponent is going to be bringing it at you.
And it's been a long time since I've seen a smaller guy attack the body and really affect a bigger guy like this particular matchup. Olguin's done a nice job of just chopping that wood on the inside.
Effective with all his punches. Like no wasted shot from Olguin.
And I think he's landing cleaner. I know Olguin has a busted nose. There's certainly been some leather that's touched him. But again, I think he's been the more precise puncher throughout the 7+ rounds.
Closing seconds of the 7th. Diuhl Olguin. Horacio Garcia in a battle kid from Guadalajara in LA.
No pega toda la cabeza, eh. Último salto viene, eh. Last round, thank you. Thank you.
¿Cómo te sientes? Él está muerto, güey. Está muerto y cansado, ¿eh? Ahí te va, ahí te va, ahí te
Último
va.
salto, toca guante, ok, último salto.
Ahí te va.
Last round.
¿Andas bien de aire?
Último salto, toca guante.
Un roncito.
That's the
nomás,
corner of
un
Horacio
roncito.
Garcia.
Decídete a tirarle, decídete.
You need to throw.
Agarra aire ahí. Ahí te va. Párate, párate y agarra aire. Párate, párate.
Stand up, get some air.
Sácale el banco ya. Dóblate, dóblate ahí.
There he is with the belt behind him. El Alacrán de Cancún, Quintana Roo, Mexico. Miguel Berchelt walking into the Forum, going through that tunnel. I felt cool going through that tunnel. You're like, this is where the players come through. This is a different vibe. Look at that smile on him. A hat that says world champion. Not much instruction to the corner of Olguin, huh?
No, and you know what? I have it.
I'm sorry, of Garcia.
I have it 68-64.
Oh, he dropped him with the uppercut.
There it is.
It's been cutting, it's been landing, and that one dropped him here to start the 8th round. Second time tonight that Horacio Garcia has hit the canvas.
Beto, I talked about putting the exclamation point on this performance and not letting it get to the judges. Olguin is certainly doing his part.
Landing the shot. Caiz Jr., the referee, looking on closely. Going back to the well, trying to land that big uppercut in the southpaw stance now. Smothering him. Not letting Garcia breathe at all is Diuhl Olguin. Pushing him around. Off the ropes. Body shot. Moving him back. Another good body shot. Garcia standing up with will right now. Trying to cover up, and what does he do? He goes upstairs, does Olguin. Long time left in this round.
By all reasonable standards with that knockdown, I think Olguin may have salted away this fight. The question is now, will Garcia see the last bell? And I believe there's a timeout. It looks like Caiz will be taking a look at Garcia with the ringside position with $1.25 to go.
Oh, he took it to the wrong corner. His mouthpiece went flying out.
Yeah, man, let's go, box.
Or did he even come in with one?
Yeah.
Because the corner had the mouthpiece. Regardless, a quick breather.
You know what the problem with that is? Olguin got one too.
Yeah. Could have used that mouthpiece when he was dropped early in the round. Garcia, you see the wear and tear on his face. Tired looking Horacio Garcia.
You know, even when Garcia lands now, they don't have really any type of impact on Olguin.
Uppercut again. Moving him. His shots are heavier here in the 8th round for Diuhl Olguin, who's looking fresh. This is a fighter who doesn't like fighting at this division because he doesn't feel strong. Well, he's looking strong. Said he took the fight because he wanted the money at this division.
Well, David is beating up Goliath tonight at the Forum. Olguin has been very strong, and those body shots just really sometimes double over Garcia. This has been a dominant performance by Olguin. Well, I don't think there's any way they could take this on the judges' scorecard.
Horacio Garcia, some of the critics are saying he only gets stuck because he's a Canelo fighter. He's in that corner. That was after the Eric Ruiz gift draw. Oh, don't leave it into the hands of the judges. Diuhl Olguin dropping Horacio Garcia twice in this fight. It'll go to the card, and you hear the cheers from the crowd tonight for Diuhl Olguin. Garcia with his head down.
And we talked about a strong finishing kick for Diuhl Olguin, the journeyman brought in as the opponent here. Well, here's the exclamation point right there. Oh! And he executed that punch with both hands throughout the night. And if there's any chance of stealing that fight from Olguin, I think evaporated with this particular punch. And it's been right up the 5-hole the whole night.
He loaded up.
And you can see him setting it up. You can see the way he was crouching over to one side, loading up on his right hand. And again, that is counterpunching at its finest. Letting a guy lead and then reacting off of that.
Diuhl Olguin dropped him in the 2nd, dropped him in the 8th. And you see his corner. That was the same corner that stopped Christian Esquivel earlier, where they cautiously stopped the Esquivel against Manny Robles. Here you see them with a big smile on their face as they think they got the win tonight. Javier Raza, Golden Boy matchmaker, right there in the corner.
Beto, I'm not so sure how you could take this fight from that guy. My personal scorecard has it 78-72. He not only won the large majority of rounds, he scored 2 knockdowns. If his hand is not raised, this would be a criminally bad decision.
Even without those knockdowns.
He still won the fight clean, no doubt about it.
Diuhl Olguin, Horacio Garcia waiting on the judges' scorecards. Look at some of the highlights from earlier in the fight.
And Olguin beat him from 2 different stances. This here is from the orthodox stance, and he really turned the tide of this fight after a pretty good round 1 for Garcia with a straight 1-2 right down the middle. Bang, and that's actually a hook right hand, so he actually diverted it, and then came right up the middle. Great execution on that combination. And from that point on, Beto, it went to that one man, Olguin. It was all one-way traffic. No matter what Garcia did, he was simply blunted, and bang. Some really adept switch hitting by this Mexican journeyman who came in with a rather pedestrian record of 10-7-2. These records, they don't always tell the whole story. As Horacio Garcia came in with the ledger of 32-1-1. And this right here, Beto, was the capper.
Yep.
Making him miss twice, loading up, putting all that weight, look at all that weight on the back foot, and just coming right up with the uppercut.
Rounds of featherweight action, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Rudy Brannigan scores the fight 77-73 in favor of Diuhl Olguin. Max DeLuca scores the fight 77-73, and Pat Russell 76-74, all in favor of Diuhl Olguin, and winner of this 8-round featherweight match.
Unanimous decision for Diuhl Olguin, a little bit closer than you thought, but regardless, he sweeps the cards. Olguin had one at 76-74, but regardless, Diuhl Olguin, short notice, gets the victory. Said he felt confident about it because he knew Horacio Garcia. He might have been the only one that felt confident coming into this fight, but he got the victory. He gets his hand raised as he will go back to Guadalajara with some bragging rights as he dropped Horacio Garcia twice and he got the victory in Inglewood, California.
¿Qué pasa, brother?
Oh, Southern California. There's nobody on the beach. Don't move here. It's really not worth it. That's the marina right there. Oh, great summer afternoon in LA. Working our way towards the main event of Miguel Berchelt to